My fellow citizens and residents, you are aware that Wednesday, June 30th, 2021, was the final day for administering the remaining doses of AstraZeneca vaccines which we obtained from the Government of India and through the COVAX facility. We began our vaccination rollout on February 22nd, 2021. By the final day, we administered a total of 41,850 doses to our citizens and residents here in St. Kitts and Nevis, bringing an end to that first phase of our vaccination rollout. 22,937 adults receive at least one dose of the vaccine, and 18,913 adults receive two doses, as is required to complete the regimen. This means that we have 69.4% of our adult population protected with one dose, and 57.2% having had the required two doses. This, in my view, is a remarkable accomplishment. I am very pleased that we have made these strides in protecting our people from this deadly virus. I want to commend our citizens and residents for answering the call and responding favorably to our appeals to protect themselves, their families, their communities, and their fellow citizens and residents. Thank you for coming forward to be vaccinated. This is indeed a notable contribution to efforts to preserve the life and health of every citizen and resident in our beloved Federation. I thank all of the healthcare professionals who work practically around the clock to make this possible. Equally, I must commend those individuals who went from village to village, encouraging persons to get vaccinated at this critical point in the history of our Federation. Several others volunteered to take persons to the vaccination centers and sensitize our citizens and residents throughout communities about the extended opening hours of our healthcare centers to accommodate individuals wishing to be vaccinated. I commend them all for putting country above self and going beyond the call of duty to keep us safe. The science has shown that countries with high vaccination coverage have a decreased risk of viral transmission and are able to move back to a sense of normalcy, putting their people back to work, bringing increased business activity, and putting country on the path to recovery. While we note with satisfaction the success of the vaccination rollout in St. Kitts and Nevis, we cannot become complacent. I repeat, we cannot become complacent. We will still need to encourage everyone who should be vaccinated to do so. This will allow us to reach a high threshold of vaccination coverage that will enable us to fully open up our country with minimal risk. We will continue to explore other options to have more vaccines available to our people as we move towards our goal of having at least 70% of the population vaccinated. Given the general global shortage of vaccines, I have been engaged with a number of CARICOM heads, and through bilateral diplomatic arrangements, we have secured an additional 5,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccines. These vaccines have an expiration date of August 31st, 2021. I am happy to report that these additional doses are already in our possession, and we will restart our vaccination program on Thursday, the 8th July 2021. Vaccines are a scarce and precious commodity. I therefore urge everyone to make use of the opportunity to become vaccinated while supplies last. This will enable us to achieve in the shortest possible time the stronger and safer future that we all deserve. In due course, I will be communicating to you the changes we will be making to our protocols as we seek to reopen our country safely. At the same time, I will inform the nation of the relief measures that my government will implement to alleviate some of the difficulties being faced by the poor and vulnerable in our society. I turn now to our sister island of Nevis, which over the last few weeks has had a special carve-out for much of the enhanced restrictions imposed on the island of St. Kitts. To date, the community spread we have experienced on St. Kitts has not been as severe on our sister island of Nevis. It is for that reason that the restrictive measures taken on St. Kitts were not identical to those taken on Nevis. However, Nevis recorded case number 16 on Tuesday, June 29th, and has yesterday, July 1st, recorded case number 17 through the contact tracing. It is known that case number 16 works in an environment with extremely vulnerable persons, and the contact tracing by the health authorities on Nevis continues even as I speak. The situation remains very fluid and of considerable concern to health authorities in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Given the risks associated with case 16 and the ongoing contact tracing on Nevis, which has already led to case 17, I have been in close contact with the Premier of Nevis. We have agreed that in an effort to save lives and avoid any further escalation of the situation on Nevis, the island of Nevis should, as of Saturday, July 3rd, at 6:01 p.m., be under the same regime of restrictions as currently in place on St. Kitts. The necessary SR&O will be published to reflect this. For the avoidance of doubt, therefore, the island of Nevis, as of tomorrow Saturday at 6:01 p.m., will be under 24-hour lockdown and will have days of limited operations coinciding with the same days on St. Kitts over the duration of the lockdown period. The period of the enhanced restriction on Nevis will run until 5 a.m. on Monday, July 12, 2021, in the first instance. These restrictions on Nevis will expire at the same time as the restrictions on St. Kitts as per SR&O number 27 of 2021. During this period, arrangements will be made to accommodate essential workers, those with medical and other emergencies, those traveling overseas, and those students currently undertaking overseas examinations. My government and the Nevis Island administration will continue to work closely and coordinate efforts to ensure that our nation remains safe. I close by reminding all that the pathway to economic recovery, including job growth, high incomes, business openings, a flourishing tourism sector, etc., depends on a critically high proportion of the population being vaccinated and indeed adhering to the protocols. I urge all who have not yet done so to do so starting next Thursday. I must remind us all that we have to adapt to life with COVID-19. This requires us to protect ourselves and comply fully with the COVID-19 prevention and control protocols. We should avoid crowds to the extent we can, sanitize regularly, and wear masks fully covering our nose and mouth, especially when we are outside of our homes. Every one of us has our health in our hands. Let us be responsible. The life we save may very well be our own. My fellow citizens and residents, your life is in your hands. May God protect us and prosper our beloved country. Let us pray earnestly to our God of grace and mercy to take us safely through this global pandemic. Working together, I am confident that we can overcome. I thank you. May God bless us all.